we are changing things up on Yap's Money Life Show. Instead of my usual sharing, I will be giving you an inside look at the thought process and the level of professionalism which I apply when advising and consulting my client in my practice. I thought rather than guessing what you, the viewers, want, the new format allows me to share financial issues which matters to you.
What are your views on the asset classes that likely perform far better, probably the top 3 asset classes or the sectors, the market sectors that will perform much better than the post-COVID?
Yeah. Okay. Honestly, I do not have a crystal ball. I do not know which asset class will do better. So that's why there is a difference between investing and speculating. Speculating meaning that you make a bet into which asset class will do well. Like say for example, Malaysian Equity will do well, and then you put the bulk of your investment money into one asset class. Hopefully it will do well. So the outcome is that either Malaysia Equity will do well, then you will make a big gain in very short time. But if it does not do well, you may suffer big loss. Investing is about achieving what I mentioned just now, financial freedom target return, which is quite reasonable target. And how do you do that? Is that you don't have a crystal ball, you don't bet into any asset class, you spread your money across 6, 7 or 10 different asset class. So by doing so, you may not get 100% return, 200% return, but you may get 10% return, 15% return in this crisis, which will be quite minimal risk for you to achieve your financial freedom goal and achieving your financial target. So I hope that you can see the difference between investing for financial freedom and investing, or so-called investing for getting rich, in a crisis. Warren Buffett make a bet against hedge fund manager that a simple S&P 500 index fund will outperform a basket of at least 5 hedge funds over the course of a decade, and he was right. What is your comment on this, and should we look towards index investing? I would say index investing, it is not a investment by itself, because index investing is also depending on you are doing index investing in which asset class. So nowadays, when you do index investing, you can either use index fund or you can either use ETF. But for your information, there are thousands of ETF and index fund out there. You can buy an index on Hong Kong Stock Exchange. You can buy an index on US Stock Exchange. You can buy an index on gold. You can buy an index on REIT. So whether you are using an index, whether you are using EPF, we are still talking about doing asset class diversification. So as long as you are doing asset class diversification, whether you are using index fund, whether you are still using ETF, whether you are using unit trust, that doesn't matter, or you are using the real underlying asset, you buy the real property, the real bond paper, the real stocks, cash, real gold, that also fall into the principle of having a broad asset class diversification.
Investing in the US stock market as an individual compared to investing in the Bursa market. What are your thoughts on that?
Again, US equity is one asset class. Bursa Malaysia equity is another asset class. So I would say you should have both of the asset class.
So you would consider them as
Different.
equity type 1, equity type 2.
Yes.
So there's
two different asset class.
Same thing for let's say REITs Malaysia and REITs Singapore.
Yes, it is also two asset class.
I see.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's mostly what I have at the moment.
Thank you for joining us, EJ.
Yes. Thank you for your answers.
This question is, what should be asset allocation during this recession? Okay. You see, asset allocation is a document, or asset allocation statement is a document to help us to decide how do we diversify our asset into different asset classes. So, like I mentioned just now, to effectively diversify our asset class, we should have at least 6 major asset classes. Okay, and the biggest asset class that you put in should not be more than 40%. So what should be the asset allocation? I must say it will vary from one person to another person. It very much depending on how old are you, how big your asset allocation is, how much your total investment asset is, and then how much is what is your risk profile, and how long are you, how long term is your investment time horizon, and what is your preference, come to acknowledge and come to different kind of asset class. So it is quite vary from one person to another person.
Pertaining to the risk sharing, just want to confirm, according to your advice, is it that every type of investment that we are advisable not to allocate more than 40% of the overall portfolio? Is that the? Just want to confirm what I capture in mind, if you don't mind.
Yes, true. Because I say that a good investment portfolio must have at least 6 different asset class. So if you have got one asset class has got like 60 or 80%, you have very little space left for the other asset class, and then this kind of diversification would not be meaningful and effective.
If money is important to you, please remember to subscribe to my channel.